Hello, hello. Welcome. I am so excited that you're here. We are going to be chatting tonight about taking goal setting and putting it into a plan and putting that plan into action so that you can actually reach your goals in a way that feels really freaking good and trust the process along the way. Before we go ahead and get started, I wanted to introduce myself real quick for those of you who don't know me or you're new to my page or new to my group. Hey, thank you so much for joining. My name is Stephanie. I am a habits-focused Beachbody coach. I absolutely love the Beachbody products. I started almost 3 years ago and have completely fallen in love with at-home fitness and have really fallen in love with the journey of creating healthy habits in my life in a way that feels good and sharing that with others. So that's what we're here to do tonight. I am so excited to kind of walk you through this framework, this process, and give you some really tangible tools so that you can start putting this into action and start seeing those results towards your goals in a way easier way than maybe you have tried before. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of walk you through what I do at each stage in that goal setting, planning, and action process or step along the way. So this is a really good time to grab a sheet of paper and kind of work through some of the questions that I'm going to bring up along the way, or listen to this recording. And then later, when you've got some time, sit down with your journal and just kind of brain dump and get clear on where you're at, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there using this process. It is going to be super impactful. But even if you just listen, you're going to pick up some nuggets. So go ahead and put it into practice. I am so excited to hear your takeaways and how this works for you too. So let's get started. At the very beginning, the first thing that I want you to do before we get into too much planning and action taking, let's take a few minutes to kind of figure out what our goals are. Maybe you have really quantifiable goals, a specific weight loss number, or a specific, like maybe you're running a race. I'm not sure what your goals are. I would love to talk to you about them and help you kind of do this more real time. But for purposes of this exercise, I want you to figure out what kind of your big goals are. You can do this based on that kind of quantifiable aspect or kind of more subjective in terms of this is kind of what I want my life to look like. So where I have my Fit Club ladies start is by kind of drafting out what their definition of a happy, healthy lifestyle, what that means to them, because it is totally personalized to you. My definition might not be the same as your definition, and that is totally okay. But to have a kind of a map of where you know you want to go, we have to kind of know a destination along the way. It does not have to be a final destination, but we have to have something to work towards to make the planning and action steps meaningful. So what do you want that long-term goal to be? Whether that's, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to wake up with more energy and feel good about my workouts and be a healthy example of healthy eating for my kids. It can be anything you want it to be, and it can be multiple things, but I want you to get clear on kind of where that long-term, where you want to go is. If you fast forward a year from now, what does your life look like? What goals have you reached? And kind of what is that vision? Once you do that, I kind of want you to back it off of like, okay, if you've kind of set those subjective goals in terms of definition of how your lifestyle looks and haven't necessarily associated a specific number with it, I want you to set some more concrete goals that are measurable, because it is totally okay to have a vision that is like, I am, working my way towards this lifestyle of feeling freaking good in my own skin and feeling confident and being that confident, happy, healthy example for my kids. That is great. That is a great vision. But I do want you to associate, on my way there, I want to lose X pounds or incorporate XYZ into my routine, X number of days a week. Whatever it is, I want you to start putting some numbers there so that you have something measurable and quantifiable to work towards. Once you have kind of those quantifiables, I want you to back off and kind of break down, that was where we want to be in about a year-ish. Now break it down and say, okay, where do I want to be in 9 months to reach that goal? And then 6 months to reach that goal. And then 3 months. So you're kind of backing off and giving yourself mile markers along the way, so that not only do you have a destination along your map, but you have these mile markers that you're going to be able to measure yourself against as you go. So for instance, if you had a quantifiable goal of, I want to lose 50 pounds, how much-ish do you want to lose by the 9-month mark, by the 6-month mark, by the 3-month mark? That is how you're going to kind of break down those long-term goals. It is okay for these to be big goals, but you do want to feel really excited about them and like they are a stretch, but attainable. Once you do that, I want you to kind of break down that next 3 months, those 3-month goals. I want you to break just those 3 months into single months. So you don't want to have like overwhelm yourself with like, this is what I'm doing every single month for the rest of the year. I want you to have a big goal, break it down into quarters, and then take it 1 quarter at a time in terms of breaking down monthly goals. And from there, you're going to break it down a little more. I know this is a lot of steps, but just hang out with me for a few minutes. And I promise we'll get into the planning and action step part, which is going to bring this all together. So once you kind of do that next 3-month chunk, this is going to be where you get crystal clear on like, okay, yes, I can freaking do this. I am freaking excited. Let's put this into a plan. Or you're going to look at it and go, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I don't have a clue how I'm going to do this. And if you're having those type of feelings, I want you to breathe in, breathe out, and release it, and give yourself permission to rework your goals. You are not going to be able to flip the switch and be at your goal tomorrow. That is not the point of this exercise. So the point of this exercise is to give you a clear vision on where you want to go, some mile markers along the way that feel good and attainable, but will also stretch you. We do not want this to be super overwhelming, because if it's too overwhelming, you're not going to even start, or you're going to start and fall off track because it's overwhelming. We want to take the stress out of this. So we are kind of getting it out of the way now and doing it as part of this process so that you can get it to a point, you can work those goals to a point that feel good and focused. So now we're looking at just the month ahead. What am I doing over the next month? What are the goals that I want to achieve this month? Cool. Let's figure out some action steps that are going to help us get there. This is part of your planning. So if you have a goal to lose 5 pounds in the next 30 days, what are some things that you know you're going to have to incorporate into your routine? What are some healthy habits that you want to start making a part of your lifestyle? Drinking more water, working out, eating healthier. Write down some specifics of things that you want to do over the next 30 days to work towards that goal. Again, actually reaching the goal is not necessarily like the important focus part. It's important to give you a direction so that you can make a plan that aligns up to it. And again, have that checkpoint of, do I feel good about this? Do I feel like it's stretching me, but also attainable? Because again, if you say you're going to lose 30 pounds in a month and that you need to be working out for 6 hours a day, you are not going to do that. And you're going to be overwhelmed and probably not start. I know I wouldn't start that plan. But if you're like, okay, I know I want to lose 5 pounds. I'm going to drink half my weight in water, not half my weight, half my weight in ounces in water, whatever, like 150 pounds would be halved into 75 ounces. That's my goal. Water weight, whatever the calculation is for you. I'm going to drink this amount of water every day. I am going to work out 4 days a week, which is a step up from my 1 day a week. So that's a good progress point. Okay. And I'm going to start incorporating veggies into dinners. And that's where I'm going to focus on for the next month. That is a really great way to break down some action steps. Now, after this is kind of like the planning and action phases blended together, but you kind of get clear on some of the actions that you're going to want to take. and incorporate as habits into your life. I help, set my ladies up with some healthy habits that they may want to incorporate in their lives. But again, this is really personalized to you. If you don't have a goal to run a marathon, you're not going to need to incorporate a goal of, or a habit of running at all, unless you want to. But if you have a goal to run a marathon, you are going to have to add some running in there as a habit. So I hope that makes sense. But my point is, you don't have to do all of the things in order to reach your goals. You have to do the things that align with your goals. And if you need help navigating that, please reach out, let me know. I love talking through that type of thing. But what I really want you to do is feel empowered to make the decisions that make sense with your vision. If your vision is all about eating healthy and you are not too focused on working out, incorporating that at the moment, that's totally okay. Let's focus your habits around those nutrition habits. On the other hand, if you really want to gain some strength and increase the weights that you can lift, let's focus there. And it's okay for it to be a blend. It's totally amazing for it to be a blend. Usually my goals are a blend of working out, nutrition, and mindset. That's how I blend them together for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do the same exact thing. Okay. I think I keep digging myself with that one. Let's keep going. So now we kind of have the actions that we know we want to start incorporating as part of our lifestyle. Cool. Now I want you to kind of like take a break from the hardcore planning and take 3 to 5 days, maybe a week, and track your habits. The habits that you said you want to incorporate as part of your lifestyle in the next 30 days, track it for 3 to 5 to 7 days to get your baseline. So this doesn't mean you have to be changing everything on day one. This means you have to start getting aware of everything on day one. So once you do that for 3 to 5 to 7 days, whatever floats your boat, you are going to have a really good baseline of where am I at? This is my baseline. Where do I want to go in that 30, 60, 90, 1 year or day, 30, 60, 90 days or the 1 year mark? Where do I want to go? And where are the gaps? And that's how you can really start planning the specific actions that you need to start planning into your routine by filling that gap. So I know that kind of like, it's like goal setting, go figure out what you want and then back it off, but really reverse engineering those goals, measuring them against some actionable steps, getting yourself a baseline of those actionable steps, and then working to create a plan to fill in the gaps. That's how you are going to start actually creating momentum towards your goals. Because here's the thing, when you just jump into a program and you try to follow all the things and you don't have a connection to why that vision that you're doing that, you get frustrated that you're not seeing some result and you fall off track. On the other hand, if you have this really clear idea on where you want to go, but you're feeling like you're not really sure how to get there, or you think you're doing the things, it can just feel like you're spinning your wheels. And again, you get frustrated and fall off. I want to help you create sustainable habits. So it's going to take a little prep work. It's going to take a little digging here at the beginning to figure out where you want to go, where you're at. But once you do that, you can really start navigating the in-between from a action and plan perspective. And once you can create your plan based on those actions, you can really start trusting the process. You can really start trusting that you're doing the right things and take action on that daily. So that's how I have really worked healthy habits in my life and how I try to share for you. And I know that we're going to be working on this more and more in my Fit Club groups, because the more and more I do it in my life, the more I feel like I refine the process and can talk about it more. And I know that I ramble. I know it. So thank you for hanging out here with me. But I really wanted to kind of walk you through my thought process on this, because I think it's so powerful, because let's be honest, so many of us have done the yo-yo dieting, have done the all in, all out mentality, and it's frustrating and we burn ourselves out. And that's not fair to ourselves. It's not fair to our families. It's not fair to our health. It's just not fair to us. And we need a way to make fitness sustainable and fun. But if we're not willing to kind of take this time to kind of prep it at the beginning and really start getting clear on where we want to go and where we're at, and just taking a couple weeks at the beginning of your journey to kind of be okay with a little bit of chaos and navigating through, if you do that at the beginning, you are going to get so crystal clear on where you want to go. And compared to where you're at, that plan is going to come together and shine beautifully. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, I love coaching this stuff. I pour a lot of support into my Fit Club community, which is like the best place to plug in for group accountability. You get access to workouts, nutrition resources, like all the things that you need coming together with the accountability that is going to change the game for you, because we're going to help navigate through this process. You have access to me as your coach. You can ask me questions anytime, and we will really help kind of navigate this together, because I know at the beginning it can feel so overwhelming. I know it. And I want to help get you through that beginning overwhelm so that you can get to that point of trusting the process in such a powerful way that those goals become so much easier to achieve. So I'm excited for you to kind of take, even if it's just like one key little takeaway from this, I want you to take something and start putting it into action, whether that's defining your vision or navigating some action steps. I want you to take something that spoke to you from this webinar and start incorporating it into your life. Because if you don't take action, you could listen to all of the podcasts, all of the fitness videos, all of the things, you could watch it all, but it's not going to mean anything if you don't start putting it into action. And that action piece is where the accountability will help keep you showing up, because it is so freaking easy to give up on yourself. Like, I'll be honest, I have given up on myself so many times, especially when it comes to workouts and nutrition. Like, hello, weekend, give me the wine, and I fall completely off track. And that's just chaos. But having the accountability of my Fit Club groups, I feel so much more empowered to be like, hey, it's Friday, give me the glass of wine, and cool, I'm going to have a salad too, and wake up Saturday and keep going, because this is sustainable and not something that I have to kind of be all in or all out on. But it keeps me showing up for the actions overall in a way that fits into my vision and lifestyle that I've defined, my personal, happy, healthy lifestyle. So that's what you get to do too. And being plugged into a community for that continued showing up for the actions, who also understand your vision and your plan, but really can be like, hey girl, how are you doing on your action steps? That's where the magic happens. So I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in getting plugged into one of my groups or getting my personalized coaching, please reach out. I would be more than happy to kind of explain my upcoming groups, my upcoming packages, and find the best fit for you, because I know that everybody needs something a little different. Like I said at the beginning, this journey is personalized to you. And I really strive in my groups and coaching to personalize the content, to personalize the support to exactly what you need to help you get the results you really freaking want. And this overall process will help you do it. So thank you again for joining in. I hope it's been helpful. I'd love to know what spoke to you the most so that I can check in on you on a few weeks and see how it's going. Okay, but really slide into my DMs on Instagram at steffi.carter. I'm on Facebook. I'll drop my emails. I'll drop it all in the comments or the description or whatever below so you can check it out. But I will talk to you later. Thanks again.